Hello, my name is April Lynch, and I'm a Vocational Rehabilitation Counselor at Virginia Commonwealth University Rehabilitation Research and Training Center. Today, we will be discussing what employers should expect from a vocational rehabilitation program. So to start us off, let's take a closer look and learn a little bit more about Business Connections. Business Connections is an employment organization which is a division of Virginia Commonwealth University School of Education. We are a Richmond-based community rehabilitation program that provides vocational services to individuals with disabilities who are seeking meaningful employment. We're dedicated to the hiring, the advancement, and the self-sufficiency of individuals with disabilities through obtaining that meaningful employment that highlights not only their strengths, but their skill set. We also specialize in recruitment and retention strategies. Our goal through recruiting individuals is to match an individual that is seeking a job or has a skill set similar to the needs of your business. In turn, this can lead to increased retention strategies that also helps with your staffing needs and holding on to those valuable employees in a more long-term facet. Our goal is to partner with community employers that strive to promote diversity in the workplace. So why work with us? First of all, Business Connection services are free to employers. Also, we truly get to know your company. Not only are we seeking meaningful employment for our clients, but we also are working with employers within the community to get to know your company and customize the needs to your business and the workforce. Through the recruitment process to identify those qualified job candidates, we will be working with the employers to identify who really is a positive job match for that partnered community employer. Other services we may provide are disability awareness training and tax incentive guidance. Disability awareness training may look like having your entire team of employees come together and learning about the individual with a disability that was recently hired on. This will allow the entire team to understand how to best work with this individual to promote positive work performance and also promote the needs within your company. It could also look like having a conversation about accommodations and what that process may look like for your particular business and individuals within your company that have disabilities. Tax incentive guidance can be provided to on a case-by-case situation if employers are interested in those services. Job training or on-the-site training can be provided directly within your business. Once hiring on an individual with a disability, they will be paired with an employment specialist that can provide those job site training services. This will allow them to implement compensatory supports that will promote the independence of the individual with a disability working within your company, which in turn can lead to those increased retention rates with holding on to a valuable employee that serves the needs of your company and also serves theirs. Our staff are highly trained in best practices for services for individuals with disabilities. We truly take a person-centered approach and identify positive job matches based on our client's skill set and their strengths and interests, and then what you as an employer are seeking out to fulfill within your team. Also, our team is very passionate about lifelong learning and our own advancement, so we can provide those educational opportunities to you and your team. So who do we serve? We briefly talked about how individuals with disabilities are our consumers. We serve transition age students, so this may be 14 to 18 years old within high schools, and we also serve adults with disabilities. These individuals can be found within the Richmond area or surrounding areas. We serve individuals eligible for funding through our referral source, which is a state agency called DARS, Virginia Department for Aging and Rehabilitative Services. We also work closely with the Virginia Department for the Blind and Vision Impaired, DBVI. Individuals who are employed at the time of referral are our clients that we particularly serve, but we may also provide services to those who are underemployed, looking to advance in their career, maybe looking for a change in that next step. We also provide support to those who may need a little bit more of intensive support within maintaining employment. Again, this kind of touches on what we talked about earlier with compensatory supports. They might potentially need a checklist or some alarms added to their phone. The goal is to implement these supports to foster and shape the independence of that individual. So that being said, the individuals that we serve are just like any other individual out in the community seeking meaningful employment to promote their quality of life. One of the services that we provide to those individuals that are more of the school transition age is called PREETs, or pre-employment transition services. This is actually a great way for employers to work with transition age students with disabilities to help provide that career preparation and exploration process. We've had some really awesome examples out in the community of where we've been able to utilize our PREET services within community employers and it be a win-win situation. We've partnered with a local hotel before, which actually provided a summer-long internship experience to high school age students, and it was really cool to get to see how many different types of roles they were able to participate in the hotel and how that truly benefited the hotel staff as well as the individuals who got to experience that internship. And then in turn, that allows them to really understand what their future career path may look like. So the VR program supports, or the Vocational Rehabilitation Program through Department of Aging Rehabilitative Services, or DARS, may provide these types of services through PREETs: job exploration counseling, work-based learning experiences, counseling on post-secondary opportunities, workplace readiness training, and instruction and self-advocacy. These are all services we will be providing as the employment organization directly to individuals with disabilities that are in the PREET services. But if you are an employer that is interested in partnering with us on providing opportunities such as work-based learning, then feel free to check out our website, and there will be some resources at the end that you all can explore and see if this might be the route you want to take. We also provide adult services, which has various employment services that we provide to individuals with disabilities within the community. Situational assessment may be similar to that work-based learning experience we talked about earlier. This is when a community employer partners with business connections and provides trial work experiences within their company that allows an individual with a disability to identify their own strengths and even what type of employment setting that they would be willing to seek out for employment. And this could also be beneficial to the employer in the sense that you may have some tasks that you would like to delegate out to the individual coming in for an assessment, and this helps promote your needs in your company and fulfill any productivity of that day. So it's really a win-win situation between the individual being assessed and also the employer. We also provide support employment and customized employment services. Support employment, we are seeking out competitive-based employment within the community. Customized employment, we are truly customizing the needs of the workforce as well as the individual with a disability. We are focusing on not only strengths and interests, but carving out a position or creating a position that is not currently in existence within your business. This may look like potentially having a couple of duties that an employee already has on their task list, and it may be difficult for them to get to every day. So in order to promote that efficiency within your workplace, you may create a position specifically for that individual who has that skill set and who can also have more focus on it each shift that they work. We also provide job development services, which is when we are seeking out meaningful employment for our individuals with disabilities that have become our clients. This may look like going to talk with the employers in the community about open positions we've seen posted, or we are just coming to talk with you because our client is interested in working at that particular place. We also provide on-the-job training, which I talked about earlier, and how that truly is to promote the positive work performance of the consumer and employee, but also to fulfill that productivity and efficiency needs within your company. Long-term support services. So once our client has become fully independent in their job through job site training, we have, at this point, as the employment specialist or vocational rehabilitation counselor, faded our presence from the site or the business. And we are checking in, whether that be email, coming on site at least twice a month, talking on the phone, whatever is most comfortable for our client as well as the employer. Our goal is to maintain open communication during this time, because although our client may be independent, there may be a point where a new job task comes up and they need a little bit extra support in learning that new job, or There may be changes in managers where we would like to come in and do a little bit more training and introducing the new manager, and also providing that disability awareness training to the new management. So whatever the situation may be, really, we are there for the life of employment. Business Connections provides those long-term support services to continue that independence in our clients, but also maintain that relationship with our employers and fulfilling their needs. We provide career advancement and transition services as well through individuals who may be seeking that next step in their job. They may have been employed for 5 years or so, and they're just ready for that next step. So we will come in and provide that support as needed. Post-employment support are services that are paired with long-term support services. So like I was mentioning a moment ago, if an individual is in long-term support services and they are independent in their job, but then a new task comes up, or there may be a change within the business that may take a little bit of readjustment and training to, that's where we can come in as Business Connections employment specialists to provide that post-employment support to get the individual back on track with independence and feeling comfortable in the workplace, as well as, identifying any needs that the employer may want to fulfill within those duties for the client. So post-employment support is something that we can access if there needs to be additional training. And finally, in adult services, we provide community support services. This may be an individual that already has obtained employment or is seeking employment at the time, but this is an opportunity to go out in the community and provide that extra support to the individual who is seeking employment or already has employment and just needs a little bit extra support, as we kind of touched on earlier, for those who may have more intensive support needs. So ultimately, with adult services, you can see that we have a variety of services we provide. And as for employers, situational assessments are great opportunities, as well as customized employment discovery. Those are great opportunities for employers to partner with Business Connections to trial out having our clients come into your business and identifying whether it's an appropriate fit. This may also fall under the category of what we call a working interview that can be within job development services. So if we are providing interview opportunities to our clients, then a working interview may be the best way for an employer to see what the client is capable of. And if you implement a working interview within your business, this not only allows you to get a little bit more from the client who is performing the task through your own assessment and approval, but then also allowing that client to trial out the position and see if they're going to be the right fit for your business as well. So if you're an employer that's interested in working with Business Connections, take a look at the different services and see where you may be willing to partner with us, and feel free to reach out to us through the resources that will be provided later on in this webcast. So just to touch briefly on myths on hiring individuals with disabilities. There are often these myths that are out in the community that can cause employers to be a little bit hesitant or reluctant to partner with a local employment organization and hiring individuals with disabilities. Well, research has proven that these are all purely myths, and I am happy to share that we will be able to provide some benefits after this to hiring individuals with disabilities. So just to briefly touch on these myths, inability to work. Well, our goal is to find positive job matches that promote the abilities within our clients and the strengths. So inability to work is a myth in itself, because we are working to not just place an individual into a job, but to make that positive job match for the business as well as the individual seeking employment. Training needs are higher. So with Business Connections, going back to that original why you should work with us, we provide free services to provide those on-the-site job training needs and promoting the independence of our clients. Cost of accommodations, this can vary, and a lot of the time employers believe that accommodations are going to be very expensive, but they actually may cost nothing. It may just be a simple compensatory support that the employment specialist is designing themselves and implementing for the employee to feel more independent in their job. There's also been other situations where community employers have have actually had accommodations for the client because the client actually purchased it through their own vocational rehabilitation program. So potentially like DARS would provide that reimbursement for that accommodation for the individual. And we have had success stories of accommodations in the community benefiting the entire business. So sometimes employers end up benefiting actually from from hiring the individual with the disability because the accommodation they come with from their VR program also benefits the employer at the end of the day. A couple of examples I can think of off of the top of my head are local libraries who may have been able to put specific software on their computers for individuals who have vision impairment. And this allows them not only to perform their work more efficiently, but it may also help some individuals within that library who also are experiencing similar disabilities. And I've also heard of examples of local bakeries where there might have been a specific type of equipment or machinery that was really beneficial for the client to be more efficient in the process. And then that piece of equipment was purchased by the local VR agency, and this ended up benefiting that company as well in promoting their productivity. So cost of accommodations can vary, but a lot of the time they are not as expensive as you would think, and often they're free. Safety issues, research has shown that individuals with disabilities, when instructed by their employment specialists and provided with training protocols and procedures, they are very persistent in follow through and ensuring that they are promoting safety needs within the company as well, and safety practices. And productivity will be lost, or belief that other employees won't accept the employee with a disability. Well, productivity can be monitored by the employment specialist on site through the employment organization Business Connections. And if productivity begins to be lost in any way, we will step in and identify what training needs to be implemented in order to help that productivity increase. Again, our goal is not only to fulfill the needs of our clients, but the needs of the employer as well. Belief that other employees won't accept the employee with a disability. We often see that morale ends up increasing with hiring individuals with disabilities. I've even experienced personally individuals that work within the companies seeking out the employment specialist to share their own story of having a child with a disability or someone in their family, and actually learning a little bit from our employment specialists on site on how they can better support their own family members. So to sum up our presentation today on what to expect from a vocational rehabilitation program, ultimately your benefits of hiring individuals with disabilities are our clients are truly motivated to work. This is a voluntary process. We are not calling these individuals to seek out employment. They are coming to us and they are ready to find work that is going to promote their strengths and then also give them that purpose to shape their quality of life. Also, another benefit may be high attendance ratings. We know that motivation can help with that follow through of attendance and consistency. Increased retention is an ultimate and direct result of those high attendance ratings and that motivation to work, because that can lead to an employee being more long-term. Increased workplace safety. So again, the persistence and follow through with those safety practices that are implemented and trained through the employer or the employment specialist. Workers' compensation savings. So if your particular business would like to learn a little bit more about this particular topic, we can also provide these types of trainings as well. And also involvement in lifetime learning. This allows the individual to continue growing and self-actualizing as an individual, and within your company, how they can. And finally, one of the biggest benefits of hiring individuals with disabilities is diversity. Not only does this demonstrate to individuals with disabilities that you are an equal opportunity employer, but also your own employees who may have their own ethnic origins, sexual orientations, disabilities they have not shared with you, and this may allow them to feel more comfortable with opening up to you to best suit their needs as well. So with all of that being said, there are many benefits to hiring individuals with disabilities. And if you are an employer out there in the community who is interested in partnering with a local employment organization to not only hire individuals with disabilities, but to promote your workforce needs and your productivity and efficiency, please check out the following resources and reach out to Business Connections at Virginia Commonwealth University, Rehabilitation Research and Training Center. Thank you so much for your time today. And until next time.